The struggle might give you bad days, but it will surely give you a better life. Namaskar, welcome to PT Pointers, and in this video, we will cover major headlines of the Hindu, Indian Express, and Press Information Bureau. So, without wasting any time, let's start today's discussion. And our first headline is related to Member of Legislative Assembly Local Area Development Scheme, and it is in the news because recently funds for this scheme have been increased from 4 crore to 7 crore. Now let's know more about this scheme. So friends, Member of Legislative Assembly Local Area Development Scheme funds are allotted to legislatures to take up the developmental works such as repairing of roads, parks, street furniture, security arrangements, and other local works in their constituencies. And there are 70 assembly constituencies in Delhi. And do you know, friends, there is Member of Parliament Local Area Development Scheme, which is a central sector scheme, and it is aimed to enable MPs to recommend works of developmental nature. An annual MP Lads Fund entitlement per Member of Parliament constituency is 5 crore. Our next headline is related to India-Oman strategic relationship, which is a crucial pillar of India's West Asia policy. And do you know, friends, India-Oman strategic partnership was signed during the Prime Minister Manmohan Singh's visit to Oman in November 2008, and Oman was one of the few countries to have been invited by India to its G20 presidency as guest nation, and defense and security engagement form a key pillar of this strategic partnership and are governed by a Memorandum of Understanding which was signed in 2005, and Oman is the first Gulf country with which all the three wings of India's defense forces hold joint exercise. And since 2012-13, an Indian naval ship has remained on the duty in the Gulf of Oman for anti-piracy operations. Our next headline is related to National Company Law Appellate Tribunal, and it is in the news because recently National Company Law Appellate Tribunal has refused to stay the proposed merger between Zee Entertainment Enterprises Limited and Sony. Now let's know more about National Company Law Appellate Tribunal. So friends, it was constituted under Section 410 of the Companies Act 2013 for hearing appeals against the orders of the National Company Law Tribunals. It is also the Appellate Tribunal for hearing appeals against the orders passed by National Company Law Tribunals under Section 61 of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. It is also the Appellate Tribunal for hearing appeals against the orders passed by Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India under Section 202 and Section 211 of IBC. And it is also the Appellate Tribunal to hear and dispose of appeals against any direction issued or decision made or order passed by the Competition Commission of India. And do you know, friends, it is also the Appellate Tribunal to hear and dispose of appeals against the orders of the National Financial Reporting Authority. Our next headline is related to New Delhi Declaration, and it is in the news because recently Global Partnership on Artificial Intelligence Summit announced the adoption of New Delhi Declaration, which was agreed to collaboratively develop AI applications in healthcare and agriculture, as well as including needs of the global south in the development of AI. Now, how is it different from UK AI Summit? Friends, declaration that was signed at the UK AI Summit put security and safety risk related to AI in the center of discussions. Our next headline is related to by-elections, and it is in the news because recently Bombay High Court directed the Election Commission of India to immediately conduct a by-poll for Pune Lok Sabha constituency. Now let's know more about it. So friends, Section 151A of the Representation of People Act prescribes that the by-elections shall be held within a period of 6 months from the date of the occurrence of the vacancy. But there is exception under Section 151 subclause A, which says that the 6-month rule will not apply when the remainder of the parliament term is less than 1 year. And another exception under Section 151A subclause B to not hold by-polls in consultation between Election Commission and central government, certifying difficulty to hold the same within 6 months. Our next headline is related to Dare to Dream scheme, which is an initiative of DRDO, and it was launched in 2019 to bring together innovators, entrepreneurs, individuals above 18 years and startups for innovative ideas in the field of defense and aerospace. Our next headline is related to Tax Inspectors Without Borders Initiative, which is a joint initiative of the United Nations Development Programme, an organization for economic cooperation and development, and it supports countries in building tax audit capacity. It complements the broader efforts of international community to strengthen cooperation on tax matters and contribute to the domestic resource mobilization efforts of developing countries. And recently, it has launched a program in partnership with India. Our next and last headline is related to regional anti-terrorist structure of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and it is in the news because recently authorities of the SCO member states, with the support of the Executive Committee of the Regional Anti-Terrorist Structure of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, conducted an anti-terrorist exercise to identify and suppress the use of internet in terrorist, separatist, and extremist purposes. And do you know, friends, this joint anti-terrorist exercise was hosted by India. And now let's know more about regional anti-terrorist structure of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So friends, agreement on establishment of SCO RADS was signed in June 2002 in St. Petersburg, and since its establishment, it has made a significant contribution to development of the organization, and it has become its supporting pillar and coordinating center in combating terrorism, separatism, and extremism at the regional and global levels. So with this, let's conclude our today's discussion. Thanks for listening, and for regular updates, you can follow us on various social media platforms.